Amsterdam, the morning of November 2nd, 2004. A morning like any other in the capital of freedom. But on this day, the peace was shattered by gunshots and horrified screams. On his daily commute, filmmaker Theo Van Gogh collapsed. This was no ordinary robbery. This was a brutal public execution, and pinned to his chest with a dagger, the killer left a message. The victim was Theo Van Gogh, 47, the great-grandnephew of the legendary painter Vincent van Gogh. But Theo didn't live in his ancestors' shadow. He was a filmmaker, a journalist, a professional provocateur. He used the media as his stage to challenge everything. He was described as a kamikaze, expressing his views regardless of who he might offend. He harshly criticized Judaism and Christianity. But his main target was the Muslim community. The fury reached its peak in August 2004, when his short film Submission was aired. Scripted by Ayaan Hirsi Ali, a Somali-born politician, the film depicted abused Muslim women with verses from the Quran written on their bare skin. The film was a bombshell. Death threats began pouring in. Friends urged Theo to hire a bodyguard, but he brushed it off, convinced no one would actually target him. It was a fatal mistake. The attacker was Mohammed Bouyeri, a 26-year-old Islamic extremist. He shot Van Gogh, stabbed him repeatedly, and despite his victim's pleas for mercy, he slit his throat. Finally, he pinned a 5-page letter to Van Gogh's chest with a knife. The letter not only claimed responsibility, but also threatened Ayaan Hirsi Ali and other politicians, declaring war on the West. Theo Van Gogh's death ignited a firestorm. 20,000 people gathered in Amsterdam to make noise for 7 minutes, protesting the silence. But soon after, retaliatory violence erupted. An Islamic school was bombed. Mosques across the country were set ablaze. The land famous for its tolerance was now mired in division. The investigation quickly revealed that Bouyeri did not act alone. He was a member of the Hofstad network, a homegrown Islamic terror cell. Days after the murder, a special forces raid in The Hague turned into a 14-hour siege. Grenades were thrown. Officers were wounded. The incident exposed an alarming truth. The Netherlands had quietly become a hotbed for terrorist activity. In court, Mohammed Bouyeri showed no remorse. He turned his back on the judge, refusing to recognize the court's authority. He stated, "I acted out of conviction. I can assure you that one day, should I be set free, I would do exactly the same." Speaking to Van Gogh's mother, he said, "I cannot feel your pain, because I believe you are a non-believer." Theo's death and Bouyeri's conviction were not an end. It was the beginning of a fierce debate across Europe. Where is the line for free speech? What is the price for speaking an uncomfortable truth? And in an increasingly polarized world, how do we debate without killing one another? The story of Theo Van Gogh is a brutal reminder that words and ideas have weight, and sometimes that weight is measured in blood.